critics genuinely think that once again the nuclear establishment's got it wrong and the risks are too high. The politicians seem to want to stay out of the argument. So how can we know how safe is safe?
On Saturday evening, BBC2 looks back at the explosion at the SL-1 experimental nuclear reactor in Idaho in 1961, and in the light of more recent events, the practical difficulties of coping with contamination on a large scale. The film will be followed by a live studio discussion with Nick Ross asking British and American experts what lessons are to be drawn from whether we're now any better at coping with radioactive spills. SL-1, A New Way to Die, is on Saturday evening at 8:30 on BBC2. Next week's Panorama turns its attention to South Africa and reports on the Comrades, young people throughout the country who are struggling to impose their will on both black and white. Panorama next Monday at the same time, 9:30.
On Friday, Omnibus meets Alice Walker, author of the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel and the Steven Spielberg film The Color Purple. A sensitive and reflective author and something of a recluse, Alice Walker rarely gives interviews.
Well, I went down to Burbank to see the characters that Reuben Cannon, the casting director, had chosen. And I was afraid because I thought that they would just look so totally different from what I had imagined. But they looked great. I mean, they looked like I knew them.
There's an expectation out there because of who I am that people expect my films to always do well. And so when I tackle Color Purple, there's a very good chance that a movie like Color Purple will not do well because it's about subject matter. It isn't, it doesn't have special effects in it, doesn't have spacemen, doesn't have Star Wars, doesn't have some of the trappings that we've come to identify with broad audience appeal movies.
From her California retreat and her hometown Georgia, Alice Walker talks in a rare interview about her work and her life for Omnibus.
And now, to complete our Monday night, the Monday film with what can only be described as a chilling story.